welcome everybody once again. This is BMBA, Boss Moves with Business Acumen. I got my partner Trey in the house. What's going on, Trey?
What's going on, Charles? What's going on, Mo?
What's good? What's good?
What's happening? I got Mo in here too.
We in
Mo
here.
holding it down. What's happening, brother?
I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Once again, I'm loving it because we ain't here to talk that talk. Switching gears a little bit. What do you guys think about the fact that, we just went through this, technically still going through this pandemic. Stocks had a little crash, and the markets had a crash in March. Big time, big boy crash. It completely recovered, and now we seem to be sitting atop a bubble, and some things are doing better than ever. We're still amassing money in the market. What do you think is going on right now, and are we headed for something like another huge crash?
I just really think we gotta wait to see what this election what's gonna happen with this election, because the blowback from this election, you never know what that could cause. And it's so weird with these markets and just the times we're living in. Like, it's not just like simple business principles that we're worried about. We're worried about pandemics, terrorist threats, KKK militia takeovers. I mean, China. I mean, it ain't just regular business cycles. Like, is the market going to go up and down? No, it's like, we're on the brink of cataclysmic warfare. So we gotta figure out, and like you said, we all kind of know the answer. Like, it's only a matter of time before.
Right.
Because like we said, we have we've already talked about this. We have a dollar that's not based off anything. So it's only a matter of time before the bottom falls out. But how long can we sustain it? I have no earthly idea.
How long can it be propped up and pushed along?
Right.
The market really isn't making sense to me right now.
Exactly.
It's like some kind of magic trick or something. I really don't understand it for the most part, because unemployment is still so high. Unemployment's still at a high rate. But yet the market is doing so well, which really doesn't make sense to me. Who's making the money that's spending it on these things that we that are in the stock market? You know what I'm saying? So
it's all this money that's being funded by the government. All the loans. You've heard about all the Lambos they buy out here and all the Gucci they buy. Don't act like you haven't heard. You act like people out here broke right now, brother. You act like folks out here broke. Folks are living their best unemployed lives ever. Folks are making more in unemployment. You said unemployment like folks went down in income. Folks went unemployed and went up in income, brother.
I think that's a few people who have. I can't say that about everybody. I know some people have lost their jobs, and they're losing their houses because if you see it, there's plenty of foreclosures out there. There's plenty of.
But to be honest with you, all jokes aside, really, I think it has boosted the economy in terms of all the money they're putting out there. I think it has, or at least helped sustain the economy. I just don't think that it is sustainable, because of course, once the money goes, I think it's like fake propped up. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like fake muscles or something. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not real. As soon as you stop taking the steroids, your muscles are going to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So we've been hit with these steroid injections of unemployment and everything, and I think it really has helped to kind of sustain the economy a little bit and kind of keep confidence in the economy, because but like you said, there are folks going into foreclosure, and by the end of the year, I think, and then you got to realize the election. I think by the end of the year and going into 2021, that's when we're really going to see the actual blowback from all of this, right. in my personal opinion.
No, you're exactly right, Trey. You're exactly right, Trey. The money is going into the economy in order for the current occupant of the White House to stay there. That's right. Why it's doing what it's doing. So, and
let me ask you this, Mo.
Wait, let me go. But let me just mention
go ahead.
Like one thing. Let me just mention one thing. History has shown that if the stock market is up 3 months before the election, the current occupant of the White House stays in the White House. That's what history has shown us.
Is that every time?
Not 100%, but the majority of the time. Not 100%, but the majority of the time that has happened. It's only been a few cases where it hasn't been that way. I can't, I don't know exactly who or what, but I just, I know that for a fact that
mean, that wouldn't be surprising at all.
No, I mean,
look at our choices.
That, and if you hear the supporters of the current occupant, they are all based on what the stock market is doing. That's all I've heard when they're talking about their support of that occupant of the White House. I'm gonna keep saying it that way.
That occupant,
that occupant of the White House,
the orange occupant.
It's because of the way the stock market is moving. So, get out and vote.
Oh, but Mo, let me ask you this, and Trey, you as well. So, do you, based on who wins this election, do you think if the present occupant wins in January, February, do we go ahead and get this crash? If the proposed occupant wins, do we go ahead and get this crash? If the present occupant wins, are we gonna buoy for a little bit longer, or can he just go ahead and pull the stilts out from under it so we can go on and fall just because he got in? Like, what do you think happens either way, Democratic or Republican? Do we fall either way, or is one or the other going to be better for the economy?
I mean, I tell you, just my opinion is not much is going to change. I think if Biden gets in there, he's probably going to do the same thing. Flood the streets with money. That's what he's going to do. He's going to give people money in their hands as much as he can, just to show what the stock market is. Hasn't changed much. It might dip a little bit, but we still here. But I think at the end of the day, the market's going to tell a lot about what's been going on, just economically in the U.S. right now. So we know it's a shit show. So we know it's a shit show out here. So that's my opinion.
That I can agree with, my brother.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, brother. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that we're slick-headed to somewhat of a recession regardless. We've just been so strong since the last cycle, just in terms of regular cycles. I think so. Mm-hmm. Now what we're talking about in terms of actual things that can affect the market without warning, I think that's really truly where we're headed towards. With both cases, I think that if the unnamed occupant stays, I believe that we will be headed to war with another country. That will somewhat destabilize our markets. Now, I think that if the occupant is dethroned, I believe that we will be headed towards more of an internal civil war. Because I believe the occupant has very very fanatical supporters, though. It's almost occultish type supporters. We're talking about militia supporters. We're not just talking about, we're supporters, we're sitting at home. We're talking about, we're going to go to the streets with the guns if things don't go our way type supporters. So, right. But to be honest with you, I think just America's policies, period, of course, have led us this way, regardless of which candidate we go to, because America, either one, they're not going to change America's policies like that. So, whether it be some type of international, our domestic policy or our foreign policy, one of them is going to, I believe, lead to some type of skirmish that will upset the markets. Definitely within the next 4 years. I'm surprised Trump hasn't gone out to all-out war as of yet. So
that is surprising.
Me too. I thought that would have happened in his first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what you think of Charles?
I mean, I kind of feel the fact that either way, I don't think much will change as far as we have to correct. I mean, and these cycles, the only thing that's happening right now is these cycles are being extended a bit. They're being buoyed. And you just cannot do that indefinitely. You just can't. It just don't happen. And it's going to be a pop of this artificial bubble we're seeing. And, as always, some people will be devastated. Some people will be just fine, and some people will thrive. Just like those billionaires we just were alluding to in the last conversation. most of them have increased their wealth by 30 to 80%.
That's a good point. I was just looking at Forbes
during
and
the
saw that.
pandemic.
Right. That's a great point. And you know, I was looking at Forbes, and when I was reading it and they were talking about the increase of the billionaires' wealth, you know, it sounds great. You know, we're talking about that, but if people who understand it's a zero-sum game. So when you're talking about the richest people are getting richer, it's literally just widening the wealth gap. You understand what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it's doing.
Right. So you know, they phrase it like it's this great thing, like, oh, you know, billionaires gain the percentage, you know, because you almost live vicariously through billionaires.
Yeah, like they're doing something great.
Right, like they're doing something great, like it's really helping out your life. But really, yeah, the money they got, they really took from you. All those small businesses that closed. Do you know they said almost, it's like over 40% of black businesses in America closed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like 45%. That's crazy.
That's staggering.
That's crazy.
Very
Do you know how much wealth and generational wealth, all the foreclosures for the homes, all the businesses? I mean, so I think that's really going to, and honestly, I think that's going to come to a head. You know, you can only widen so much until something is going to happen. Something's going to give way.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think we're getting close to those days.
Yeah, where the people at the bottom realize you're standing on their heads.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they move out the way and let your ass fall.
Exactly.
So I think that's a good point for us to leave on. Great conversation, fellas. Let's just encourage everybody to keep up their boss moves. While you're doing that, check out our website, BMBAinvesting.com. Our social media,
Boss Moves _BMBA. Boss Moves _BMBA. B as in boy.
_BMBA.
That's it.
Yo, Mo been keeping up with that page, man. I'm like, man, I'm like, Mo, can I outsource my social media plan to you, Mo? Like, I know you got your own business doing what you're doing, but you know, you can switch to social media.
Man, I'm just trying to get the word out there. Trying to get the word out there to the listeners.
I'm like, man, this brother
For
Mo,
sure, man.
Yeah.
And I want our listeners, if you enjoy anything we say, if we bring any light to you, if we open your eyes about anything you weren't thinking about before, man, just go ahead and just share our podcast, share our page, give us a like, give us a comment, let us know how you feeling, because we trying to bring this information to our folks, man. First and foremost, we trying to make boss moves.
Facts.
And with that, we're gonna be out of here. Y'all have a good one, fellas.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace out.